Welcome back to the Bluegrass on this beautiful December day. It's about 2 weeks before Christmas and we are blessed because it's about 30 degrees and 30 degrees is perfect dog training weather if you're from Kentucky. Now I got two bundled up Texans over there and they don't think it's perfect, but me and Eli are ready for a big day of training. And what we're going to talk about today is litter mate syndrome, okay? So see these two guys here, they're litter mates, brothers and sisters, and we get this email a lot. Stoney, you know, can you adopt two puppies out of the same litter, or can you, or should you buy two dogs out of the same litter? And there's a lot of conflicting information, you know, on the internet about that. And the reality is sometimes it can be a really good thing. You know, we like it, we love it when litter mates come here because we understand how to develop what's called a passive competition model and use the fact that the litter mates have a natural competitive tendency to our advantage. Now, if you don't understand how to raise litter mates, then it can be a big problem, okay? So we're just going to kind of do some stuff today with these puppies. They're about, what are they, Kevin, 17 weeks? They're 17 weeks old today, and we're going to see if we can get them to come, to be still, to have good manners, to maybe do our, you know, basic vocabulary work, exercise with small challenges, get in the truck, get on the four-wheeler, get in the boat, and then we'll run up to the park and see if all that still happens when you go out in public, okay? And I think what you'll see is that raising litter mates is not a problem as long as you have a good game plan, a good strategy, and a good technique selection that matches the dogs and the owners. All right, so we'll get started right now. One of the first things that pops up when people start talking about litter mate syndrome is the fact that sometimes the puppies will kind of pay attention to each other to the exclusion of humans in the household. Well, we don't really find that to be true, do we, Eli?
Nope.
No, most of the time what we find is that if we can get one of them to be good, then we can get both of them to be good. Come on. So watch, we'll take and we'll walk Simon, up, up, up. We'll do all our stuff that we always do. We'll do our proprioception drill over here, our balance drill. And now, Simon is at work and he has to come do these drills, okay? River, she's not at work, but she might voluntarily come along. Well, so really, if my litter mate syndrome like ends up with two dogs minding equally well, then is that really a syndrome? You know, is that an appropriate label for what's going on? No, you know, so they're both doing really well. I'm gonna get to this pause point. I like to give them a fat treat when we're at the pause point, so I give them time to eat. Easy. Oh my gosh, very nice. So if you structure things right, guys, instead of the litter mates working in collusion to undermine your authority, they work in cooperation, okay, to like make sure that like what they need to get done gets done, and you end up super happy, easy, because they really have internalized at this stage the fact that working together to make me happy, it works out to both of their benefits. Up, up. Very nice. Oh, it's a very good dog. Up. Very nice. Up. We'll ask them to get up here. Now we were doing some active behaviors. We'll come over here to a passive behavior, like stay. Look. I mean, if that's the worst I get out of litter mate syndrome, I'll take it. Won't you take that, Eli?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, and it doesn't just, you know, like, look, it doesn't just happen when one of them's under command. Like, so this one's under command, kind of. It's got a leash on that lets it know it's got a work time. It works the same if they're not under command, but they think that we're going to go do something fun. So we'll put them on the four-wheeler. Come on, puppies. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, we'll see if this four-wheeler will start since it's so cold. And it will. And now we'll take off riding. And I shouldn't really have any trouble here. All right, guys, sorry about that interruption. I broke my microphone cable, and so now I've got to ride the four-wheeler side saddle, otherwise the sound keeps cutting out, Eli said. But anyway, so I did the exercise with small challenges course. Dogs did fine. You know, one of them was under command and one of them just decided to tag along. Well, I mean, Lord, how are you going to beat that? Like, if you have two brothers and one of them's supposed to be cleaning their room and the other one runs in there and helps them clean their room, ain't you going to be pretty happy? Okay, so we'll run up to the house. So you see that they did the exercise small challenges course, got on the four-wheeler like they're supposed to get on the four-wheeler. We'll go up here and see about getting them into the truck. All right, so they're on the four-wheeler. Now they're gonna get, come on. Now we get them off the four-wheeler. Come on, dogs. And we'll go over here and we'll see if we can get them to get in the truck. You know, and this is another thing people always talk about with this litter mate syndrome. It's like, hey, Stony, I go somewhere and the dogs, you know, they just go play and they go do their own thing. They won't come back to me when I call them. They won't get in the car. They won't come inside from the yard because they're interested in, you know, what each other's doing. And you know, my perspective on that is if you were super interesting, right, they would be interested in doing what you were doing. Okay, it's really kind of that simple. I'm a pretty interesting person. I go do pretty interesting stuff. And so both of the dogs want to come along. Like if you're living with your dog and the other dog is more interesting than you, I mean, that's a pretty easy fix. Just go do some more fun stuff. So like if I go over here and open up this truck door and call these dogs, then they know we're going on a puppy-sized adventure and it's going to be big time fun. Come on, up. Very nice. Get in the truck. Oh, now, does that look like too much trouble? Right? So if that's what I'm going to get out of litter mate syndrome, the fact that when I walk the dogs, they both go for a walk and they both mind politely. When I ask them to get on the four-wheeler, they both get on the four-wheeler and they ride politely. When I ask them to get in the truck, they both get in the truck and they mind politely. Then give me litter mate syndrome all day long. Don't you think, Eli?
Oh, yeah.
Bring us a whole litter. Don't even just bring us 2. Go ahead and buy 8 dogs and bring them all up here because Uncle Stoney needs a new four-wheeler. Come on, dogs. Now, we might go over here. We might go over here and ask them to get in the boat, you know, or the kayak. So we ask them to get in the kayak, boom, boom. Look, I got 2 dogs. They both jump right in the kayak and they're ready to go kayaking. Okay, again, does that seem, Kevin, does that seem like a bad thing to you? Nope. Right, and it's not a bad thing, guys, because with litter mate syndrome, like if you take the natural tendencies of siblings to compete, as long as you structure your competition model in such a way as it's beneficial to your household, that becomes an advantage, not a liability, you know. And we can do it with everything. We go over here and do it in the John boat. Because one of these dogs, you know, they don't want the other dog to get to go on an adventure without them. Come on, come on. Very nice. Look, and I'll give them a little treat for coming up here and doing that, but they didn't get in this boat for a treat. They got in that boat because they like to get in the boat. These dogs love to ride in the boat. They love to ride in the kayak. They love to ride on the four-wheeler, and they love to ride on the truck. So the only thing they're competing about, right, is who gets to get in first. And you know, that's like with any little kids. That can be aggravating. Sometimes they'll get into it a little bit and growl and carry on because one of them wants to sit on one side of the seat or the other side of the seat. Okay, one of them wants to sit, like see how this one has got up here, Simon's got up here, right here on this. This is the best seat on the boat, right? And his sister missed it. So sometimes they'll have a little conflict about this, but not really much, you know? So again, if that's litter mate syndrome, hey, give it to me. Send them up here all day long. Send 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Doesn't matter. All right. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, Stoney, that's there at your kennel where they're at all the time, and so it's easy to develop patterns. Well, what we'll do is we just load them up in the truck, and we'll go up to the park, and we'll see, like if we can get litter mates to mind, you know, at the park. What do you think, Eli?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So show them this here, Eli. Now, this is something that people talk about when they have litter mates, is that the litter mates play rough and they fight and they're aggressive with each other. Well, really what that is just if you have a sibling and you spend a lot of time with them, then your good times are really good, but your bad times, they can be really bad. And anybody who's had, you know, brothers and sisters knows that. And I realize that a lot of people nowadays, they don't come from big families. But trust me, these dogs wrestling and playing and being rough with each other, that just comes from, you know, they spend a lot of time with each other, and so everything that they do together is going to be a little bit more intense. We're seeing, you know, here's Mr. No Name. He's out. He doesn't have his brother or sister with him, and he's minding fine. This brother and sister, they're playing and they're having a good time and they're being rough and carrying on, but that in no way gets in, presents a problem for me if I need them to come back. Here, dogs! And you see they come right back whenever they're called. So again, you know, I don't really see a problem with that. We made it up to our local skate park. Skate parks provide an awesome opportunity for environmental socialization because of the nature of the obstacles that are here for the skaters to utilize. Back up there, Eli, and show them what we got. We have a whole bunch of angular metal surfaces, and like just these things, they're the same every day, but the environmental conditions make them feel different to the dogs. So we'll come up here when it's raining, and dogs have a real hard time coming up them. We'll come up when it's been real dry, and the dogs have an easy time. Now, as we're gonna, what's gonna happen here is I'm gonna run around the park with the dogs and just kind of get them to do stuff with me. I'm gonna model the behavior I want to see, and then I'm gonna let their owners put them on leashes for a little bit more structured work, okay? But now what you'll notice, look at this horny guy. Like, what you're gonna notice is that River, the female, probably objectively does a better job of negotiating these obstacles and staying focused on me than her brother Simon. Now, just because that's true at 17 weeks, I don't anticipate that it's going to be true when they hit puberty, but we'll see. Most of the time, these boys end up catching up. It just takes them a little while, So when you're working with litter mates, you have to understand that you can't have an objective basis for rewarding, like the dog does the activity or doesn't do the activity. What you have to do is have a subjective basis where you reward the dogs based on effort. So right now, when River makes a good effort, right? She accomplishes everything I ask. Simon, a lot of times, a little bit behind his sister, and he doesn't always make it all the way up the obstacles and stuff. So I have to reward him based on my perception of whether or not he tried hard. Okay, so let's go. Come on, dogs, come on, puppies. So we'll start with this little obstacle right here. Come on, come on, come on. Dang, very nice. Oh, and everybody made it, so everybody gets a little reward. Appreciate that. Oh, you're good dogs. Now we'll go down. We're gonna run all the way back over here, up and over. Good, very nice. Now remember what I was talking about earlier, guys. If you have two dogs and the dogs are more interested in each other, that's probably more a reflection of how interesting you are as a human being than it is some kind of problem with littermate syndrome, okay? Come on, dogs. Come on, because you'll notice I don't have any problem getting these dogs to come hang out with me. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Up, 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 up. Oh, very nice. Perfect. Good dogs. Very nice. All right, now we'll put some leashes on them, and we'll give them over to their handlers and let these people up from Texas show us how it's done in the Lone Star State. Okay, all right, now this is Lone Star team here, and they're up working their dogs, and so they're just gonna go through that same little routine I was going through, and then we're gonna go over and do some swinging. All right, you ready, guys? Yeah. All right, go. Now talk it up, be exciting, make yourself interesting. Very nice. Up, 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 up. Perfect. Very nice. Dang, very nice. All right, now I'm going to caution you on the way down. You might just want to use your bottom and slide down. You sure? Oh, I told you. All right, Eli, we're going to cut this portion short before I get sued and lose my whole business. All right, now we're going to transition from the skate park over to the playground equipment and see if we can get these dogs to negotiate some new and novel obstacles. And you'll see, guys, you're going to get this. You're going to get a lot of this playing and wrestling and biting with litter mates, okay? But it's okay. Not really a big deal. Moved over here to the playground equipment. Okay, we've got some swings, we've got some slides, we've got some ladders, just all kinds of fun and cool stuff. And again, getting back to this idea that if you have siblings, they don't want to pay attention to you. What we're going to see, we're going to go over here and we're going to climb on some stuff and see if the dogs want to engage. Back up and show them what they're doing right now, Eli. Like what you'll see as Eli backs up is these guys are playing and wrestling and carrying around. Just because these guys are playing and wrestling and carrying on and having a good time does not mean that they don't like you. It doesn't mean that y'all don't have a good relationship. It just means that they like doing dog stuff, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do, you trying to get around here so you can see them, Eli? Yeah, so they're back there running around. Eli wanted you to be able to see them, so if they get far away, I can call them to me. Because I really want to make the point that if these dogs think that when I go do something or I call them to do something with me, it's going to work out to their benefit. So we're going to walk over here and we're going to walk up on this playground equipment, try to go down the slides and stuff. And if we do a good job, they're going to want to come. So I let them know that I'm going to go do something interesting. And if you break a whistle down to the essence of what it is, it means, hey, come to me because I'm going to do something fun and interesting. So we'll just get up here and we'll walk around a little bit. Come on, hop, 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 hop. Very nice. Now, so you see that, I just walked over towards the playground equipment, and as I came towards the playground equipment, the dogs jumped right up here with me, and they said, hey, that's cool, Stoney, we'll both come along and we'll all have a big party. I'm gonna come over here. Come over here, Eli, by this slide. Oh. Now, so what I'm gonna do here, oh, now watch guys, look. Look, see how River went on down there by herself? And now Simon, all by himself, went down the slide. Then I'm gonna move over here to where the steps are. Come up the steps. Come on. Come on, babies. Come on, come on. Very nice. Come on, you can do it. And I'm gonna let that dog work hard to get up here, and I'm gonna say, hey, I appreciate it. Very nice. Now we got one straggler down there, so I might have to come over here just a little bit. Come on, come on. Oh, that's the wrong way. Come here, babies. Hey, come up the steps. It'll be a lot easier. Is that not perfect? Dang. I obviously should have charged more for these two. All right, come on, let's do that again. Look at Mr. No Name. He's like, dude, I don't want to slide. Slide anyway. Now look. And then back down the steps. So look how much fun we're having. We're just up here at the park, me, my dog, and a couple of litter mates. And does it seem at all like the litter mates are so preoccupied with themselves that they can't have fun with Uncle Stoney? No, because Uncle Stoney does fun stuff also, right? So why would you think, oh, I only want to hang out with my brother or sister and not Uncle Stoney? Well, you would only think that is if your brother or sister was more fun than Uncle Stoney, and that's never going to be true. Come on, dogs. Come on, babies. Come on, come on. Very nice. That's all right, Eli. I'll come back there one more time. Okay. Good. So you saw, come right up the steps, come over here, grab my leash. Oh, and oh, now I've lost the puppies. Now, does that mean, look, does that mean that they've decided that they're more interested in each other than me? I don't think so, because look, there's one looking for me. Oh, and here's one right here. Go down the slide. Go down the slide, nerd. It's like a whole caravan of coming up here and going down the slide. Go down the slide. Very nice. Oh, you're so smart. I'm going down the slide. Very nice dogs. You see what I'm saying? If you get out, guys, and you have a good time, then the litter mate syndrome is no problem at all. Now, y'all be careful up there. There's a lot of, hey, look, I'm a trained professional. Now, here you will run into this problem, guys. So this is not a litter mate problem. This is people not being as interested as Uncle Stoney problem. So like these two dogs, they decided they didn't want to get back up there because I didn't get back up there. So I'm going to go ahead and get back into the party. Come on, dogs. Come on, babies.
Come on, we'll invite Uncle Stoney to the party.
Oh, now see, once I come to the party, everybody knows that I'm bringing the good stuff. Very nice. All right, now you guys can go down the slide.
Oh. I'm going first, No Name.
He can go down next to you. There you go.
Oh, baby.
Dang.
Ready?